Coming up on Tech Edge, it's getting kids to write. Hi, I'm Guy Trainin.
And I'm Amanda Hall.
And this is Tech Edge. And today we're going to talk about getting kids to write. And Amanda is going to start us on...
Okay, the first app I'm going to talk about is actually called Dragon Dictation. And Dragon Dictation, the great thing about this is that you can actually record what someone is saying, and then as soon as you want it to stop recording, you can just tap it, and it'll pop up what I said, and then it'll appear a note, and you can kind of see, the kid can look at what they said, and then be able to pinpoint maybe some mistakes that they're making, and it'll just kind of help them also see what's going on with their writing. And they can also do this, maybe they have an easier time saying something rather than writing it. So they could name a story really easily in 4 or 5 minutes, but yet struggle for half an hour with the story. So by giving them this app, they can actually say what they want in their story, and then take it to their writing and be able to write down what they said.
So this is especially good for kids who find it really hard to get going with writing, or kids who really find that the act of taking a pencil and putting it to paper and all of that really, really difficult. So if you've got fine motor or even gross motor skills that are lacking, or you have a disability that is connected to that, or even if just they're not getting going, but once you talk to them, they have these great ideas, it's a way to get them going. Here are your ideas, they're in print, you can edit it and send it to another program, you can email it, or you can just use it as a basis to finish your own piece of writing. So you can use it just to get your ideas down or to get the whole process, depending on how you choose this. So that's a great app. And I want to show an app that I really, really like. So I've spoken before about Pages as a way to do some word processing, but actually there's an app called WonderWriter. It's a very simple app. It doesn't have a lot of fancy things, but it does bring up the keyboard, and you can write as much as you want or as little as you want very, very easily. I love the font it's in. It's very crisp and very readable. So you can easily go and you can see that it does all the functions. You can print from it, you can send it to another program, you can email it. So again, a great way to get kids who have a problem with their handwriting, with motor skills again, or with kids who just want to type. Kids who are really self-conscious about their handwriting, things like that. It's a great way to do it. Or just kids who want to play on the iPad, but you want them to be productive. That's one way to do that. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to talk about Idea Sketch. Something that I really like about Idea Sketch is that it allows you to be able to make your own graph as you're writing. So I started one off of writing, so maybe I started some characteristics about it. But a kid can easily change this, and if they're reading a story about a book, they can take those ideas that they get from the book. Maybe they're going to try to write a letter to the author or a character in the story, so they can do the title of the story, and then each one goes off of their maybe questions that they want to ask, and then you can do even further by going more in depth about those questions. What do you want to focus on? So the kids can use that and then look at it as a graphic organizer that'll kind of help them picture what they want to write in the story.
So it's a graphic organizer, or sometimes people call them mind maps, and it helps organize your ideas, so you can put a lot of ideas. So how do you add an idea? You press here,
You actually press the plus.
And you write the idea. So this was all about writing, so I'll write ideas.
And then down below you can even
color.
And you can do even more in depth by notes if you want to include more in it.
Oh, and so this. Okay, so now I save it, and then I need to link it to something, so I can link it to writing. And I've linked to shapes, and it gives you feedback, so it guides you through the process as well.
Right, and then as you click on it, then you can kind of see what you wrote or get an idea, maybe more on it, focus. So right there I hid everything else because maybe I did those other steps and I want to just focus on ideas.
Okay, so it's very flexible. How much space do you have? Oh, there's a lot of space you can go around. So you can have a very developed map or a very simple map. You can actually create a story map. If you're reading with a child and you want them to create the ideas and tell the story through something graphic, you can do that here as well.
Right.
Fantastic. Okay, so this is Writer's Hat, and it helps generate ideas for writing. And the way it does this, it has two approaches to this. There's one that is called actually the Writer's Hat, and it's very simply gives you ideas. You want a story, you can get a who, what, where, and when. So a pilot, potato, dad's work on a frosty morning. So a pilot ate a potato at dad's work on a frosty morning. Now that could be an interesting story, but if I don't like it, all I have to do is change, press again, and now the pilot used the magic wand at dad's work on a frosty morning. Now that can be a lot more interesting. And you can reset it. The other part of the Writer's Hat is the word box, and that generates just words that you can use. You can use it as simple as just one sentence, or you can use it in extensive writing. So it'll generate a noun, a verb, an adjective, and an adverb. So Cubby House sang tunefully on a lonely road.
There you go.
So you can do that, and again, you can reset. What I love about this app is that you can actually go in settings and add. So if you're the teacher and you want kids to write in a certain directions, you can add categories. You can also erase everything that they've put in and just insert your 3 or 4 ideas. So you can actually help direct kids' writing and make sure that it doesn't just explode and they just play around to getting different words but don't actually write.
Great.
So that is called Writer's Hat. I want to talk about 2 apps that help kids find words when they write, when they think about vocabulary. The first one is called Dictionary, dictionary.com, and you can use that on your laptop as well, but I love Dictionary on the iPad. I love the app, and it allows you to look. I've looked for the word green, and with a small press of the button, you can switch between the way it originally functions, that is a dictionary, and right now it's a thesaurus. So now instead of just the different definitions, and green has a lot of definitions, I've got all of these words that I can use instead of the word green, which is great when kids are looking for words and they're really trying to write in a rich way. And just like the other apps that are emerging right now, you can actually use your voice. So let's try that. Say a word.
Candy.
And it worked. Candy, confection, and here are some synonyms. Not so many synonyms for candy, apparently.
No.
Okay, anyway. So this is dictionary.com. The other one is a 99-cent app called Thesaurus. And in Thesaurus, that doesn't listen to you. You actually have to type. But let's get a word going.
Water.
Water. So you type in the word, and what you get is a network of words that are synonym for the word or water or are semantically related. So for example, irrigate is here, liquid, nutrient. So the words that are connected but not necessarily mean the same. But you can explore the words and you can walk off from any definition. So if I press on food, now it gives me the network that is connected to food. If I press on nutrient, it'll give me the network on nutrient. And
so it's kind of never ending. You can just keep going with it.
Well, I've worked myself into a corner a couple of times. But yes, kids can explore how words are related. So it's a great exploration of language, but it also gives them ideas about how to replace words and what are some complex ways to represent ideas that may start out as simple. So here we have nutritious and nourishing, and you can see that you can do an exploration here, in this example at least, not just semantic, but also orthography and morphology, the way the language morphs around the word nutrient. So there are a lot of words here that actually stem from that word, and so kids can have a much better sense of language as well.
Great.
I've got an app called Story Start, and what Story Start does, it has galleries of pictures that will allow you to have ideas for writing. And the reason I love this is completely pictorial. So these are just photos. There's no words in here, but you can see that these are photos that invite a story. And you see the selection, but you can zoom in. We had candy, so we have candy again. And obviously the child is looking at something. So this could serve as a great way to start a story.
Well, these have been also great. I think I'm going to go write about it in my diary.
And we'll see you next time on Tech Edge.